Welcome again to our show.
That's right.
Horse and the Beast.
That's right.
Today, we are going to cover recovery, mobility, stability, dynamic movements.
Yep.
Is it or is it not important prior to working out or even after working out? The missing link is what I just mentioned, 100%.
Yeah.
People overlook it. They just want to go straight, hit the weight, do curls.
Hit the class,
not properly warming up. And I'm not talking about, folks, stretching.
Nope.
You don't stretch on a cold body.
Nope.
I would have to say two sports that I jump off at me. NFL football players, as well as those who are in the martial arts area. Because your body is contorted all different ways. And I'll never forget. See, over 15 years ago, I was introduced to the stability movements, the mobility, flexibility training by Coach Peter Clark, shout out. Played at Rutgers, and he did fascial stretch therapy. People, look it up. Fascial stretch therapy is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you all that, but I want you to do your homework. I introduced my son at 10 years old to it. I remember he's playing football, youth program, and his youth team did no pre-game stretching, mobility movements, nothing. They would get hurt during the game. As I took over, they were like, Coach, can you do such and such? I would warm them up properly.
Yeah.
And guess what, folks? Less injuries for those young boys.
Yep.
So I've been on that for over 20 years, doing the mobility training, the flexibility and dynamic movements. I know for a fact that helped with my recovery from my severe spinal stenosis surgery because I had a strong core. I'm not just talking about regular sit-ups.
Yeah.
I'm talking about on a physio ball, legs up,
Yep.
tucking it under,
Yep.
working on the Bosu ball.
Yep.
All these exercises that you can do, movements without touching weight to help strengthen your multifidi on the spine, the muscle, your spinal muscles, so that, because your core is your strongest point of strength, right, Carlos?
Yes.
So people I watch in the gym, the one thing that irritates me to no end, and if I see you in the gym, I'm gonna smack you.
It's on.
It's on. Is they take a 10-pound plate and do this. You're adding load. You're loading on a movement.
And it's unstable.
Right? Like, dude, what are we doing?
But where do you think they got that from? Watching somebody on freaking Instagram, YouTube. Oh, I could do it too.
They don't understand the basis. One thing I used to tell people as I used to coach, why am I doing this? How is it benefiting? Like, how are you learning, right? And I'll never forget, this is before this bodybuilding body I have. I was doing a lot of this at our gym on the third floor.
Yeah.
Bosu ball movements, everything. And people used to look at me and be like, yo, dude, you're sweating. It used to be a workout in and of itself.
Yeah.
Even to this day, Beast and I, before we train, we're doing dynamic movements to get the body going, right? So that before we load, the body's already awakened.
Geared up, ready. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So in jiu-jitsu, what are the certain movements that you all do to get ready?
So we mimic rolling. So the first thing we do when you start a jiu-jitsu class is we start like literally standing up and rolling, standing up and rolling. Then we're doing movements like this, right? Starting around. Then we literally go on that back and we mimic somebody, holding guard and moving our hips, hip flexes. Then we do some type of duck walks, lunges, and then we go on our stomach and we're moving in, moving out, moving in, moving out. We're doing all these things because we're going to be turning and twisting. So when we do start to roll, when we start practicing, our body's already awake. The mind-muscle connection is better. And when we mean dynamic warm-up, we don't mean get on the treadmill and run for 10 minutes. Loosening everything up, your neck, your shoulders, your back, your spine, your hips, you're growing. Men and women growing. Your ankles, your knees, everything.
You know, it's funny, you said ankles, right?
Yeah.
A fascial stretch therapist is a really good one. We had a gentleman named Casey. He's a realtor now in Jersey. He even stretched my son's toes. The toe.
Yes.
My son got a big toe.
Yeah.
But it helped him in his explosiveness out of his stance. He played offensive line. And his striking point, because of his mobility, his flexibility, and his ankles down to his feet to his toe.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. It helps you in your training. See, in the gym, you want to build strength, that's in the gym.
Yeah.
But longevity is built before and after. Before your workouts, what you do, and your recovery after.
Yeah.
That is what's going to help you in the long run. That's what's going to help you. God forbid you do have surgery.
Yeah.
Which I mentioned lightly before in an prior episode, that I was supposed to have. I had a bone spur, torn ligament, and arthritis. Mm-hmm. My range of motion was very limited. So I went to see who we come to find out had the same doctor, Gonzalez.
Yep.
And he noticed everything. He put me through whatever test. He says, look, you have a choice. He says, you have good range of motion.
Yeah.
He said, you're not experiencing any real pain. He said, whatever it is that you're doing, he said, I've seen people with worse.
Yeah.
He said, whatever it is that you're doing, continue to do it and you won't need surgery. I chose the latter.
Yeah.
So it was because of my dynamic movements, things I can't show you right here. Well, probably post a few of it,
yeah, definitely.
So that you could see. And that, ladies and gentlemen, helped me avoid surgery. Carlos, who trains with me, can tell you how much I press now.
Yeah.
And you would never know I had any issues.
Shoulder pressing 280, bench pressing 3 and change, 4 reps. I would never know.
And even, I had arthritis in both knees, right?
Yeah.
And, I was doing a lot of Spartan races, Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
And I started experiencing this exertional compartmental syndrome. That is a buildup of pressure in your calf. Mm-hmm. And the doctor talked me off the ledge. He's like, if you're not winning and making money, why are you doing it at 50? This was 11 years ago, right? Yeah. So I said, you got a point, doctor. But building the muscles around the tendons, doing the stability movements, the one legs, and all helped me stabilize. So now, like Carlos mentioned one episode before, we leg press over 600 pounds.
Yeah.
And I have no issues with my knees because of the before and because of the after the gym.
Yeah.
We understand the importance. We want you to understand the importance of the dynamic movements. Yeah. If you want to see, go to a jiu-jitsu class and watch how they warm up. Go to an NFL game or college game and see how they warm up. And it's just amazing because they're opening up their hips.
Yeah.
They're opening up their shoulders, So you have to understand the importance of these movements.
Yeah. We will definitely do a video in the future soon. And so you can look it up in our channel and our Instagram page. But dynamic warm-ups, I always tell people, is very inexpensive. You get some bands, go to Amazon, hit us up, we'll tell you which ones. You get the long bands, the short bands that go around your wrist or your ankle. And dynamic warm-up would probably take anywhere between 10, 12 minutes. But it may seem a little boring, but it feels amazing. You're getting your muscles ready for action, for war. And these are the things that you need to do before you're working out. And then after you're working out, there goes the stretching, recovery, myofascial release on your quads, IT bands, foam rolling, trigger pointing. You'd be surprised how many times people can't do certain exercises or certain movements, and it's because their glutes, aka your butt, is so tight that you have so many knots there. So obviously it's not engaging right. And what happens when your glutes is not engaging right? It pulls from your lower back. And then how many times people say, I got back problems? No, you have an ass problem.
And you may have a big ass problem.
Let's keep it real. We're not talking about you ladies, talking about the guys too.
Right.
But it's because your glutes are so tight that it's pulling. And then let's forget, these are your glutes, lower back. But what about the hamstrings? The guitar of your legs is pulling. So if you're not stretching your hamstrings, you're not stretching your glutes, your lower back is taking a pounding.
Bro, how many times in the gym we witnessed it and we've talked to people? Oh man, my hips are hurting, my back is hurting. And I'll sit there and say, I'm telling you from personal experience, what not to do. If you're going to continue to do squats or deadlifts, cool, but open your hips up first. They'll look at me with 10 heads. And I'm like, all right, because you're 35, you're going to rock. Wait till you start climbing up in age. Again, it's about longevity.
Yes.
We're not here for the short run.
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon. We've been here 51, 61, and counting.
Yes.
Unless God takes us earlier, we're going to be here.
And it won't be without a fight.
Exactly. So look, I'm 61. When I'm 81, I'm going to look the same.
That's right. We're still working out.
We're still working out. So like we're trying to help people.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I don't have to say anything to you in the gym because I'm an older gentleman. I want to impart my wisdom into the younger generation, to those that are doing things. Some people take it for gospel. Others like, thank you, very kind. And then they go back and do the still dumb stuff.
Yeah.
So that's on them. I've done my part.
Yep.
And again, like Carlos mentioned, we will be showing you examples of what we're talking about. And I mean, you have the mobility stick. I mean, there's a plethora of
massage
things.
Guns.
There's so many things you could do, post and Brian.
Things that we didn't have in our 20s and 30s.
Oh, no way.
And we didn't have us.
No.
I mean, nobody did dynamic warm-ups in the gym.
What was that?
What was that? I'm not an NFL player, NBA. They didn't do stretching. So I've always done stretching. I've always done things because I've been in martial arts. But even when I did things after cardio, they would look at me like, what are you doing? Is that for yoga? Like, right. No, I just finished doing cardio for 45 minutes.
Right.
I do that at home. How many of you say you're gonna go home and stretch? You never do. Stay in the gym. An extra few minutes is not gonna kill you. So I think one thing that people need, accountability. It's fine to look good, but if you can sit down like we're sitting down for 20, 30 minutes without having back problems, hip problems, if your shoulder keeps bothering you, don't fight the obvious. See a doctor, but you need to stretch. I know so many people who could shoulder press 100-pound dumbbells. But think about this movement. I'm going to tell you this movement. Go on a bench, go to incline 45 degrees, right? Like this. Grab those little bands that goes around your ankles, put them on your wrists. Get a yellow one, light. Open it up. On a 45-degree bench, go all the way out. How many of you could do that? Probably maybe less than 10%. Because you have so much muscle on top of muscle that your mobility is shot. And then those are the ones who think they could go outside and fight. I don't know what to tell you, bud. So what's the point of having great muscle, looking great, if you can't really use it if there's a fire, or if you got to save a loved one, or if you got to defend yourself or your women? It's useless, So, be more mindful of mobility, flexibility, and hey, look at Van Damme. Guy's in his 70s, still kicking,
Right. And we're not asking you to be the Van Dams of the world. But I hope you all get the gist of where we're coming from. It's the before and after, before any loading. But going to yoga is amazing. I've done Bikram yoga, and they couldn't believe how flexible I was.
Yeah.
I haven't been back. I need to go back.
Yeah.
But it's those things that are important. Those classes are extremely important because they do a lot of dynamic.
We could probably do an episode on the yoga.
Yeah, we could do an episode. I'm not doing the yoga.
Hey, you can see me, I'm going to be dying.
But I just want to, for those that may not be clear, I'll read to you the definition and the purpose of these areas, because some people think dynamic movement is stretching.
No.
And it's not. Dynamic movement is really warming the body up. So I really want to make sure that you clearly understand the difference of what we're talking about and that you can look it up.
Yes.
Because there's plenty of YouTube examples of individuals who are doing each of these things. And some of you do know it, and I hope you'll continue to do it because, again, this is for injury preventiveness as well as for recovery.
Yep.
Like we get worked on once, twice a month.
Massaging.
I'm massaging. I finally found a fascial stretch therapist that, I want to bring you to.
Yeah.
And actually, he owns a gym out in Jersey that we need to go visit.
Definitely.
And so it's just amazing what this will, and you'll feel so much better. You'll move so much better in life. Just simply getting up and sitting down in a chair, walking. It's just so much when your body has that that foundation that it needs.
And real quick, so let me break it down. So there's 3 elements.
Take your time.
Take your time. There's dynamic warm-up, there's stretching, and there's recovery. I'll make it real quick. Dynamic warm-up is you're getting ready to get that body ready for the exercise. So for instance, if you're doing upper body, let's say you're doing push, shoulders, or you're going into a Pilates class or yoga, then you want to get the shoulders ready. So you're not going to stretch and hold a position for 30, 45 seconds. No, you're going to do dynamic movement. You're going to get the body ready. And there's a different ways to do it. Obviously, we can't do it now. Stretching is holding a position for 30 to 45 seconds. That is afterwards, and that could be considered cool down. Recovery is similar to stretching, but recovery is actually getting, let's say, for instance, you just did legs. You put so much load in your quads or in your back, so you easily using a foam roller, loosening up that myofascial release, loosening up those tendons, using a massage gun. So the recovery could be you just finished doing chest, then holding a position, and then using a massage gun, breaking down the scar tissue, breaking it down. So tomorrow when you wake up, you're still gonna feel some soreness, but it won't be as bad. So now you won't make the excuse and say, I can't work out because I am beat up. No, I am going to work out. I feel sore, but I feel amazing because you took 10, 12 minutes before, you worked out, and you took another 10, 12 minutes after you work out. That's all you need. 20 to 25 minutes a day is going to help you just to feel amazing. So that's the way you should be doing it. And invest in those bands. Invest on a massage gun. Invest on these trigger point balls. They're like a few bucks. You get them on Amazon. And roll them on your back. Roll them on your glutes, in your calves, your feet. I'm flat feet. So if I don't roll my feet at least every other day, I'm always in pain. I'm not in pain because I take the time while I'm home watching TV. I'm rolling my feet. I'm using a massage gun. I'm doing the bands while I'm watching an episode. And when the episode is done, I just did my recovery. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Exactly. Don't say you don't have the time. Just make the time.
Again, it's priority, right? It's what's most important to you.
Yeah.
Also, too, in this is a word called progression.
Yep.
So you may be able to not touch your knee, for example.
Yeah.
You bend down, you can only get probably to your knee. But as you continuously do it, now you're at your shin.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're at your toe. And the ultimate is now you're touching the floor flat.
Yep.
Progression. Nothing happens overnight.
Nope.
So to Carlos' point with the dynamic warm-up, with the introduction, he's right, with the whole body performance, getting it ready, right? The purpose is to increase flow, the blood flow and core temperature, activate that nervous system.
Central nervous system,
right?
Yep.
Improvement, efficiency, reduces injury. So again, those dynamic movements before you load the weight is extremely important. Even if it's with bands as well, the trigger muscle, like when I have a band, I'll put it around my back and I'll quickly pulsate, right? To get that triggering, that explosiveness going. So when it's time, I'm ready to rock and roll.
Your body knows what's happening.
Right. I don't have to so much warm up.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll warm up at times, meaning we won't throw on 250 pounds to bench automatically. However, we'll do a warm-up set, but we won't need more than 2. And our warm-up sets are pretty decent amount of weight.
Yeah.
You know, not extremely light, but our body is ready to go in the motion in which we're about to activate that muscle, right? To build. Also, flexibility, range, you control. So like I said, it's that lengthy, the muscle lengthy passiveness. So you want to, again, progressively, you know, get to a certain point, but you have to work at it in different exercises, right? And why it matters, because it reduces tightness, right? It also, the stiffness, it supports joint health, right? So when you're flexible, it is extremely important for your joints, right? And also for your tendons, right? So that's important. And your mobility, as we know, the range of motion, so on and so forth, and how we move all the time. Also, the stability in that piece of flexibility, again, it just helps. I just know before doing those exercises, whether it was the Bosu ball or whatever, it really helped increase my strength because now the foundation of the tendons, the muscle was really enhanced. So again, folks, we are talking prior and after and the importance of it for your longevity of your health.
We love working out. It will really suck if we can't work out because something's stopping us. So, we're trying to help you where you want to continue working out in your 50s and your 60s and your 70s. You want to be able to take classes, go cycling, go swimming. Think about it. You know how many people who can't swim because they have shoulder problems? How many people can't ride a bike because they have knee problems? So, and what we're trying to tell you is working out is great, but if you don't do the little things, then eventually it's going to catch up to you because we are getting older. Father time has no limit.
It's funny you just mentioned that, right? I think about whether it's swimming, bike, playing basketball, handball, tennis, Pilates. I'm not too strong on Pilates.
Yeah.
But what are you doing prior to getting on that bike or into that pool that will prevent? Because who knows, you can catch a cramp.
You don't want that in the pool.
Right? And how deep it is, I don't know, on a bike. Yeah. So it's no matter what exercise you're doing, prepare yourself first before whatever exercise you're about to engage in.
Yep. Agree.
That is the bottom line. The importance of this is just obviously it goes outside the gym, but it's whatever you're about to engage in. Dancing, maybe.
I mean, dance as fast, but
Right.
I mean, many spins.
Some people can move faster than the others.
Yeah.
I'm a two-stepper, R&B two-step, right? And you got salsero over here.
Bachata.
I get a little of that. But, understand people, we're joking. We want to make it light. But the important thing is that you are all moving and moving smartly, and that it's about longevity. So we want to make sure you understand prior to whatever activities you're doing and post activities as well, so that you don't stiffen up.
Yep. And one of the things we're going to end it here is the best advice I could give you is before you're working out, prepare with a game plan. Larry and I never walk into the gym and look at each other and say, what are we doing today? Doesn't happen. We always know, Larry, I'll see you tomorrow. What are we doing? And we already know what we're going to do. We get there early. We're doing our dynamic warm-ups. But we already get the mind right. Sometimes we'll go in and I'll have a crazy workout and Larry will be like, what the? And he'll lead and he'll put me through something. I'm like, what? I was expecting those drop sets. But it's preparation. Preparation helps a lot. So we already go in there. All right, Larry said tomorrow we're doing pool. So I'm going to start activating my back muscles, my bicep muscles, my spine, Or if we're doing legs, I'm getting ready the day before. I'm already getting ready for the day of. So the best advice I could give you, just don't wake up and say, I'm going to work out. Prepare yourself. It's like pack your school lunch, but pack your gym lunch and just be prepared.
Again, folks, we thank you for joining us again. It's because we care about you. We're sharing a lot of this information. And so until next time, be blessed.
Have a good one.